Hey everybody, it's Anthony. How are you guys doing tonight? Good deal. I'm seeing a lot of you. How many of you are excited to be here? I know last week I told you we were going to invite on some special guests, some friends of mine, to talk about a strategy that they're using. You can kind of see it on the screen now. It's how to build, it's a 7-step system for how to build a $100,000 a year income in 60 days. How many of you are excited about this? If you're excited about learning this, just say yes in the chat so I can know you're here, you're alive, you're paying attention, you're engaged, and you're ready to learn. Good deal. Good deal. Seeing a lot of yeses. Awesome. Well, listen, I'm still broadcasting from my vacation. As you guys know, last week we had some technical hiccups here with my phenomenal internet, and the problems with my internet continue. So I will be brief, and I'm going to introduce my friends, but I want to make sure that all of you have, like we always do, make sure you've got a pen, a notepad, so you can take some notes. This is an amazing training, ton of content, huge value. You need to pay very close attention, and I want to set this up for you so you can kind of get a good understanding as to why I've brought these guys on. I was introduced to Aiden and Steve by a good friend of mine. So Aiden and Steve are the creators of this system. They are the ones coming behind this entire 7-step system, and they're on here with me tonight. Good friends of mine now. I like to know people that are smarter than I am in areas that can benefit me. How many of you think that's a wise decision? Just say yes if you think that is wise. It is always wise to know people that are smarter than you. If you surround yourself with people that are not as smart as you, how in the world are you ever going to learn, right? Well, when I was introduced to these guys, I was blown away. I was completely excited, and here's why. You know, we've been talking about email marketing now for the last, 8 weeks, and we've really focused, we've gone really deep into understanding how to send emails, how to make money from them, the different types of offers you can mail, all of these things. You know that there's been a lot of trainings on, how to sell things on eBay, how to sell things on Amazon, all of this stuff. Well, the training that you're about to see tonight is something that's completely different. It's something that I personally have never seen before. I've never seen somebody so focused on a simple system, a system that's duplicatable, a system that you can see results in under 48 hours with, and a system that's got a true goal, right? And the true end goal is building a $100,000 a year income, and doing it, you want to write this down, doing it with 4 websites and working 4 hours a week, okay? So the goal with this system is using 4 websites, working 4 hours a week, and making $100,000 a year. Has everybody written that down? Go ahead and say yes in the chat if you've written it down. I want to make sure that you know what part of the plan that I feel like anyway is the most exciting. It's that we can take 4 websites, we can work 4 hours a week, and we can make $100,000 a year. And we can see results in under 48 hours. Now, you know that I have not brought other people on here to teach you, to train you, to talk to you, or anything of that nature. I always do, my trainings myself. But it is important when I find somebody, when I find a system, when I find something that's so unique, so different, that I feel like it will be massively beneficial to you, that I use my connections and I bring it to you. And so that's what we're doing tonight. I've invited Aiden, I've invited Steve on here. They're going to get started with this presentation. Like I said, extremely smart guys teaching so many people around the world how to use this system and how to generate $100,000 a year. And I think it's amazing. If I didn't think it was amazing, I wouldn't have brought it to you guys tonight. So how many of you are excited to hear from Aiden, hear from Steve, and learn this 7-step system right now, tonight, live? Just say yes if you're ready to learn, and yes if you're excited to meet Aiden. Good deal. So I see a lot of you are saying yes. Now, at the end of the webinar, as we always do, we will award a $250 cash prize winner. So make sure you stay on till the very end. And even though Aiden will be doing the training tonight. Myself or Nick will hop on at the very end and we will announce the winner, but you got to stay till the end in order to win. So Aiden, you there?
I'm here. Thanks so much for that introduction. I'm excited to get this show on the road. There's a huge turnout and we've got some pretty exciting content to get through. So we might just dive straight into it.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited. I know all of our students are excited. And I'm going to turn it over to you and let you get going. I'm going to sit here, take notes myself, but I'm going to be quiet since my internet's terrible. But I'm excited to see kind of the inner workings of this whole thing. I know you've shown me a little bit, some kind of sneak peeks, but I'm excited for all of our students because I think this is just amazing.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's dive into this, guys. Now, you've been given a bit of a summary, a bit of an overview about what we're going to be talking about. Let me give you a little bit more information here. So what we're talking about is a 7-step formula that we've developed over the past year. Over the past year, we've been working closely with a small group of test students. Okay, so these are people that have wanted to, be kind of like our guinea pigs, our crash test dummies, to try out a few different strategies that we had been working on. And the formula that we use, 7-step formula, has turned out to be incredibly powerful and incredibly effective. So much so that one of our test students earned over $10,000 in his first month with his first website. You're going to see how you can get traffic and make money online in under 48 hours. We've got a special two-pronged traffic system that's generated over 2.7 million visitors in the last 12 months just to one website. And you're also going to see what we call our secret $200 million CNN strategy. Okay, you're going to find out what the strategy is that a lot of these massive media giants are actually using. Now, we want this to be as tailored as possible to what you guys are doing. So would you mind just typing in the chat box what you're currently doing? Or if you're completely new to online business, then you can type that as well. So are you doing email marketing? Are you doing affiliate stuff? Are you physical products? Are you completely new? Whereabouts are you at? Okay, great. All right, so I'm seeing there's lots of new people. There's a few people that are doing email marketing. Brilliant. There's affiliate marketers, and there's lots of new people. Cool. Okay, great. Well, you guys are already an incredibly responsive audience, and I like that. So I'm going to do something a little bit crazy here right now. I'm going to do something a little bit crazy, and I'm going to give away an Apple Watch, one of the new Apple Watches. Type yes in the chat box if you want to participate and win the Apple Watch. I'm going to give it away right now, but first I want to get at least half of you typing yes into the chat box because we're going to be giving away an Apple Watch. Okay, so let me just pull that up on the screen here, and I'll do it here. I'm pulling up Apple and I'm coming to the watch, and I want to show you this watch here is what we are about to give away to one lucky person. Okay, so this is the way it works. I'm going to ask a question in the chat box, and the first person to get it right is going to win the watch. Okay, now there's hundreds and hundreds of people on this call right now, so the chat box is probably going to get absolutely flooded, but let's play this game anyway and we'll see who the first person to get it right. There's no special little knowledge that you need or anything like that. All you need to do is guess, so get your fingers ready to type a number in the chat box. Okay, now I come from New Zealand. I come from a small town in New Zealand. The question I have for you is how many people in the small town where I live use Facebook? How many people? Is it 5,000? Is it 50,000? Is it 200? Just type a number in the chat box. And we've got numbers streaming in now. Some people are saying 2,000, some people are saying 18,000, some people are saying 100,000, some people are saying 100. And the chat box, wow, you guys are a very, very engaged bunch, which is a lot of fun. I'm sure the right answer's in there somewhere. Steve, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to Facebook. Now, guys, have a look what I'm going to do here. Okay, I'm going to a special tool here. This is Facebook, okay? This is a special tool on Facebook. If you've got a Facebook account, then you can use this tool, okay? And I'm going to choose me. Oh, okay. So I'm going to give you the answer in a moment, and we're going to announce the winner. But first of all, I come from New Zealand, so I'm going to type in New Zealand here. And we can see that in New Zealand, there's between 2 and 2.5 million active users of Facebook in New Zealand. Okay, we can see the demographics and everything. If I drill down to my little hometown, Masterton is a town of 20,000 people, and between 10 to 15,000 of them are using Facebook. So Steve, we need to find the first person that typed in somewhere between 10 to 15,000, and that person has won the Apple Watch.
Yep, so I've got it. It's Donna and Nifson. Donna Nifson. If Donna, you could put your email address in the chat box, that'd be great, and we will contact you.
Okay, great. So Donna, the real reason that we wanted to play this game is because I wanted to show you how powerful this little Facebook tool is, and any of you can use it. So type if you thought that was a pretty cool tool that I showed you, pretty impressive little tool that you can use. I mean, you can dive down into any little place, and not just this. I mean, I could say, well, I'll give you some more examples later, okay? But anyway, it's a cool tool, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about here today. Now, before we get into the content, I want to introduce who I am a little bit more. This is me on the left here. My name is Aiden Booth. I've been running an online marketing business since 2005. I grew up in a small town, actually on a farm, a sheep and beef farm in New Zealand. Okay, and about 12 years ago, I met my girlfriend, who is now my wife, and I met her in the United States. I was at Lake Tahoe. I was doing a ski season at Squaw Valley, and I met my wife. Okay, now she's from Argentina. For the last decade, I've lived in Buenos Aires in Argentina. So the reason that I got started with an internet marketing business is because I wanted to be able to make money online so that I could go anywhere in the world. I wanted that geographic freedom, and I wanted to be able to have the financial freedom to do some cool stuff as well. Okay, so that's a little bit of background about me and about why I do this, and I've been doing it since 2005. Steve comes from a completely different background, so Steve, why don't you tell everyone, your background?
Unfortunately, my different background means I'm older, so that kind of sucks. But there's wisdom in it. I'm certain of it at some point. So I've had two careers. This is my second career, and my first career was in corporate America, and I did quite well there, and did that whole thing for at least 18 years. It felt like about 100, but it was at least 18 years, and I climbed the corporate ladder, and I ended my career as a vice president of a Fortune 500 company. I was in the IT field. Made a lot of money, bought a lot of stuff though, sort of keeping up with the Joneses, so I had a high burn rate, and I was pretty miserable. And so I didn't have any time freedom or geographic freedom. I was really tied with some golden handcuffs. And so finally, back in 2003, I just said, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm absolutely miserable, but I've got a wife and two young children at that time, to support. And so I had to really take a big risky leap of faith, and I started my online business then, and I never looked back. I have never had an unprofitable month, so that's quite a string for me now, and I couldn't be happier.
So we wanted to give you some background, just so you know who is actually presenting this information here to you today. We have 22 years of combined experience online. We merged our business together about 2.5, 3 years ago, but we'd already been working together for several years before that. So rest assured you're in good hands. We're going to show you some pretty cool stuff now. This is the first thing that I want to show you. This is one of our students' websites. It was the first website that he ever built using this system. He went from $0 to $769 per day in 11 days. So his very first day, he made $5.99. That was his very, very first day doing this thing. Okay. His second day, $6.41. His third day, $8.16. Now this is small, right? But look what happens. On the 8th day, he had already started scaling his business. $166 he made on that day. A little bit further, the 11th day, $769, and then it kind of plateaued. and it returned to like the normal rate, which is sort of $300 to $400 per day. So type yes in the chat box if you are excited about this screenshot and you'd like to learn the exact system that we use to actually do this. Great, because that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now, any online business needs traffic. And by traffic, I mean visitors coming to your website. Here we can see one of our websites got 2,721,605 different visitors, unique visitors. That means different people coming into our website in 1 year. So May 24th, 2014 to May 24th, 2015. 2.7 million visitors. Okay. Now, Steve and I have both been doing internet marketing for quite some time now. We understand the struggles because we've been through them. Steve, do you want to, you're better at explaining this whole thing than me. Maybe you can take this one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously, if your job is, or one of your passions anyway, one of the big part of your jobs is teaching other people how to do online businesses, how to create online businesses, you spend a lot of time worrying about what usually gets in their way. What are those usual suspects? What are the things that come up and what can we do about them? So these are the things that we see all the time. It can take a long time to see results. Sometimes people go through months or even years of trial and error before they find the right thing for them, and they spend all the time not getting the results that they really want. It can be costly. I mean, outsourcing, if you are technically challenged, a lot of times the outsourcing bills can really start to add up if you're having to hire programmers and all that kind of staff to do certain things that you just aren't set up to do. Inventory, nowadays, I mean, back 10 years ago when we started doing e-commerce, we were, I would say, pretty much 100% drop shipping. So when you're 100% drop shipping, you don't have any cost of sales, you don't have any inventory to manage. You're all good, there's no cash flow issues. But as we all kind of moved into, 4 years ago or so, we started moving towards manufacturing our own products and importing them from China. We've got an office in China now. And so all of a sudden, we had to learn how to manage cash flow, and we had to be buying thousands of units of inventory, and it's just, it can be really costly, Traffic is really hard to get, and instant traffic is even worse, because it's expensive or it's impossible. If you take AdWords, which is probably the best example of instant traffic, the cost per clicks are going through the roof, and oftentimes with the shifting sands of policies and such, sometimes you can't even advertise what you want to, so it's impossible. And of course, competition. There's more and more people getting involved in this because the upside is so fantastic, and the bigger, real profitable niches are just getting tougher and tougher. And all this can really suck up your time, and you're not really getting the results that you're looking for. And I'm certain that you can relate to all these. I know that we can, no matter how much experience you have, you had to start at some point, right? And so everybody who starts can see these things.
And a lot of people are typing in the chat box that they can relate to this. So thanks for that feedback. It definitely helps. We've all been there, right? Absolutely.
But we think those are the usual suspects. So that's what we keep in mind all the time when we're developing programs. Boom and bust, I mean, we've all had this happen to us more than we'd like to admit, probably. But it has stabilized over the last few years, I think, as we've kind of learned some lessons in staying away from, certain types of traffic and letting Google be the single point of failure, if you will. But, people have had businesses disappear overnight, from $10,000 a month all the way to, $1 million a month, and disappeared overnight. So, fast income, fast results, I mean, these are the things that sort of wipe away all those sins, and getting cash flow first is really the secret. I mean, it's a kind of a no-brainer. Let's start seeing some cash come in first, and then let's scale.
Also, just to chime in there, one of the reasons that we say we want this fast income coming in fast is because it gives you belief. I mean, if you can see some money coming into your bank account in the first few days, then you already know the system works.
Right.
And you can start pouring some more of your time in it because you know it's going to work. So, I mean, that's also a big part of this. And then, as Steve said, cash flow first and then scale.
So, what's the one thing to kind of worry about, right, to get you that fast income? And it's coincidentally, or probably not coincidentally, it's the number one concern that you have when starting any new business. And I don't care if it's an online business or brick and mortar. And in fact, it's more than just a concern when you're starting a business. It's just the number one concern. of business, period.
Let's ask the audience. Type in the chat box if you can guess what, or if you can, what you think is the number one thing you have to be thinking about when you start any new business. So, okay, the answers are flooding in here. Thomas says customers, Carl says traffic, Shelley cash flow, money, customers, return on investment, time, cash flow. Yeah, I mean, you're all kind of circling around the same thing, and this is what we think it comes down to.
Yeah, it's all about traffic. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's, it's a restaurant, a local retail establishment, a website. If you don't have butts in the seat at the restaurant or the bar, if you don't have feet on the aisles walking through your retail shelves, and if you don't have browsers pointing to your website, you can be sure of one thing, and that is that you're not going to make any sales, ever. And if you're not making sales, you're not making money. Traffic is king online. You can just take out the online. Traffic's king, period, full stop. Always has been, always will be. If you don't get traffic, you won't make any money. However, so that's kind of the bad news. That's the pessimistic way of looking at it. The corollary to that is if you drive enough traffic, you're going to make money, right? So if you want inevitable income, if you drive enough traffic to an offer, you will make money. I don't care what the offer is, e-com, affiliate marketing, AdSense, Kindle, CPA, it doesn't matter. We've never seen a high traffic site that cannot be set up to make money because traffic is the real secret sauce to that ingredient. There's certainly some that could be making more, they could be better optimized, but at the end of the day, if you have traffic, you have money.
So is this making sense to everyone? Just type yes in the chat box if this is all making sense. It's all kind of, it's not rocket science, right? It's quite a basic concept so far, but it's important that you get it, because if you get this, then any online business you build, you'll be looking at it the right way from the get-go. Now, there's a way that we can get instant targeted traffic, and there's a way that we can do it without paying a fortune, which is what most people have to do. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is how to build a $100,000 per year business in 60 days or less. So what we're really talking about is in 60 days getting to the point where you've got a daily income of $274 per day. Okay, if you break $100,000 per year into a daily income, what you need is $274 per day, and we can absolutely do that inside 60 days using this system. So this is the 7-step system, guys, that you can see on the screen here. We're going to walk through each one of these steps, step by step, and then actually at the end of this call, we're going to show you how you can participate with us and have us help you walk through this system. Okay, so before we get into that, let me show you just a couple more exciting screenshots, because I want you to know what's at stake here. This here is one website. It made $2,500.67 in the last 30 days. That cruises along at $83 per day. This is one website, $30,422 per year. Now that's not massive income, but not bad either. What makes this really exciting though is that when you scale this, one website, another website, another website, 5 of these little websites, and you're earning at well over $100,000 per year. And this is hands-off, set and forget income. Okay. Now I mentioned that some of our students have been working with us as test students for the past year or so, actually less than a year. This is the bank account of one of our test students. This is not my bank account. This is the bank account of one of the test students. You can see him each month he's earning $9,000, $5,000, $4,000. Okay, and this money is getting paid to him by Google. Have you heard of a program called Google AdSense? Just type yes or no in the chat box if you've heard of Google AdSense. And if you haven't heard of it, I can explain it to you. But some people have heard of it, some haven't. But do you know what it is? I will explain it in just a second. I'll give you some examples. But this student is getting payments from Google every single month. Here's another one of our students. Another one of our test students, his bank account. Payments, $10,000, $9,000, $7,000 coming in month after month after month. This guy cruises along at $234 per day. One website, $85,000 per year. Decent income, okay? And it all starts with the jaw-dropping traffic. So here you can see a new website was launched in September. This graph here shows the traffic over time. So you can see 2.6 million visitors, 12,000 unique visitors per day. This is another screenshot, and this one here shows traffic coming into another one of our websites. This is a brand new website, started in February. In the first 4 months, it had already had 91,306 visitors. Okay, so again, this is the type of thing we're talking about here. 4,000 visitors per day. Here's another one of our websites. We're talking about getting thousands and thousands of visitors. And remember how we said traffic is the number one thing you need to worry about? The system that we're about to show you absolutely nails the traffic. Okay? So step number one is to choose a market. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start, there's 7 steps, so I'm going to slowly start putting them down here, okay, so you can see. So one is choose a market. And I'm going to leave this on the right-hand side over here. Choose a market. Now, the way that we do our market research for an online business is a little bit different to how most people do it, but hopefully you'll be able to see how it makes perfect sense. And I'm going to give you a few websites that you might want to check out here as well. Okay, so this is what we do. We look at 3 things. The first is market demand. The second is what we call social acceptance, and the third is media frequency. Okay, so what we want to do here is build an informed and accurate opinion about a niche before we get into it. So how do we do that? Let's look at market demand first. This is one website, compete.com. Compete lets you type in one of your competing websites. So let's say that I've got one of the niches that we are in, one of the markets that we're in is trucking. So truck driving, learning how to drive a truck, how to get a truck driving license. And one of the websites, one of our competing websites is livetrucking.com. So I wanted to do some background research on this guy and find out what he was doing. So I come to compete.com, I put his website name in there, and it gives me all kinds of good information, insider information that I couldn't have otherwise got. So it gives me an indicator of the amount of searches, amount of visitors that this website's getting. It's like competitor analysis. It gives me a trend. It also tells me where the traffic comes from. If I want, I could click on that and I see where the traffic comes from. Okay, and then these here are some market demographics. So market demand, this is another website for you to write down, Quantcast. What Quantcast does is it gives you advanced demographics. So I did this for truck driving. I typed in truck driving and, you know, not really a coincidence, but males are much more interested in truck driving than females, generally speaking. You can see the little line, the bar graph there, okay? And I can see the age demographics is 35 to 44 is the biggest one, 45 to 54 is the next biggest, okay? I can see how much the household income is for these people, okay? So this is really, really useful data when we're starting a business. And then Facebook is the other one. I showed you at the start when we gave away that Apple Watch how we could you know, laser focus in on certain demographics, and we could see exactly how many people in my hometown are using Facebook. Okay, and you can do this for different markets as well. Like I could find out exactly how many people are truck driving, where they live, what they do, so on and so forth. Okay, so Facebook is another really cool tool. Type yes in the chat box if you would like me to quickly show you an example of how we can use Facebook. I'm going to have to go off the script here, so I'll just do it as quickly as I can if there's enough people interested. Okay, so let me go to Facebook really quickly here. I'm back in here again, and I'm going to type in United States. And this time I'm going to type in rock climbing. I want to know how many people are interested in rock climbing. I can see 3.5 to 4 million people are interested in rock climbing. I can see their age. I can see 84% of them are men, 16% of them are women. I can see the activities they do. I can see that 52% of them only use their mobile device, only use their mobile phone when they're coming to look at Facebook. I can see the location. Okay, all kinds of different. Look at this, Denver, Colorado. That's not really surprising. 6% of the people who like rock climbing in the United States are in Denver, Colorado. I guess there's a big rock climbing community there, right? So that's an example of how you can use Facebook to have a look at the market demand. It's an incredibly powerful tool. Now the next tool for you to write down is called social mention. What social mention does is it gives you information about how prolifically your niche is featuring in social, social networks like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, places like this. The 3 scores that I like to look at here is strength, passion, and sentiment. Okay, so passion, we want to see 25% or higher, strength 50% or higher, and sentiment 2 to 1 or higher. Sentiment is whether or not there's a positive vibe or negative vibe in the niche. So are the stories positive or are they negative? And we can see specific information down here. Okay, so that's social mention. Topsy is another one. Okay, Topsy will give you data about Twitter. So how many people are using Twitter in your niche? And what's the sentiment score? Now in the past 6 days, I would ideally like to see over 5,000 tweets in there. And we've got that. So this is a good niche. Okay. And then the third thing that we look at is media frequency. So what's media frequency? Media frequency is basically how much news is appearing in your niche. Okay, so the way that we can do this is Google. Do you guys want to see a live, just type live in the chat box if you want to see me do this live, just to show you. Otherwise I'll stay on the slides and that's also fine. Okay, you guys want to see stuff live. Okay, so I'm going to go to google.com, copy that there. And I'll come over here and let's just go to google.com. And if I type in quotation marks, truck driving, put another quotation mark, and I hit search. And then I come to news, okay, and I can come to search tools, and I can say recent, past week. So this is just showing news stories in the past week that are related to truck driving. If I scroll down to the bottom here, I can see there's 8 pages of results. So the fact that there's 8 pages of results is an indicator to me that there's quite a lot of fresh news stories about this. Does that make sense? Are you following so far? Are we going at a good speed? If you could just give me some feedback, that would be great. You having a good time here, learning some good stuff? Yep. Brilliant. You guys are a great audience. It helps so much when everyone is as engaging as you guys. Okay, so cool. So that's media frequency. Okay, so here are 8 examples of niches that work. Type in the chat box if you can see a common characteristic amongst these. Parenting, golf, travel, surfing, photography, show business, so movies, TV shows, things like that, gardening, and truck driving. What's a common characteristic there? So Sunny is saying hobbies, Nina is saying hobbies, Christopher's saying passion. A lot of people are saying other things, but it all kind of circles. You're all kind of right. I think it all comes down to passion. It helps if you've got a passion. Okay, it helps if your niche is a passion. Now, the next thing that we need to do, so that's step 1. Okay, that's step 1. We're going to carry on to step 2 now. So step 2 is website plus Facebook page. How many people here have a Facebook account? Type yes in the chat box if you've got a Facebook account. Okay, most people have got a Facebook account. Some people don't, and it's fine if you don't. Okay, next question. Type a number 1 in the chat box if you've got a website, or type a 0 if you don't have a website. So I would say probably about 50% of people do have websites and half don't. Okay, so the good news is that a simple Facebook page and a simple website are really easy to set up. Okay, and that's all we need to do in step 2. We need to set up a simple website and a simple Facebook page. The website is going to be your base. This is where you're going to be able to expand your business in the future. 4 important points. You need your website to be mobile friendly, and the reason for this is that half the people that are out there today are using their cell phones, they're using their tablets, iPads, things like that to browse the internet. So you need your website to be able to resize for different sized screens. It needs to be attractive, needs to be lightning fast because we're getting huge amounts of traffic, and it needs to be sticky to keep your visitors on your website, okay? Now, they are the kind of high-level things that I'll tell you about the website. The Facebook page should also be super simple. Now, one common misconception is that people often think that if they create a Facebook page, let's use bodybuilding as an example. Let's say you chose your market and you chose bodybuilding. And you chose it because you thought it was an interesting market and there's a lot of people that are interested in bodybuilding. Now, if you create a Facebook page about bodybuilding, you might think that you might not want to do that because you might think, well, hang on, my friends and family are going to see what I'm doing. They're going to think I'm weird because I'm creating a Facebook page about bodybuilding and I'm not a bodybuilder. The thing is, a Facebook page is 100% private. You are the only one that can see it. All your friends and family and your neighbors that are connected up to your personal Facebook account cannot see your Facebook page. Only if you want them to see it, okay, but it's 100% private, okay, so don't worry about that. And if you don't have a Facebook account, it doesn't matter. You can still set up a Facebook page. It's incredibly simple, okay, and it's also easy to set up a website. So right now, just know that you need a simple website, a simple Facebook page, and you're good to go. Incredibly simple to set up. Now the third part, and this is where it gets really exciting, and I'm going to let Steve explain this one. The third part is about content. So getting content. You need to get content for your Facebook page and for your website. This is the stuff that you're going to use on your website and on your Facebook page. So Steve, do you want to explain this a little bit? And if you want me to jump over to any slides or anything, just over to the web. I've got some examples if you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can think of one example that I definitely want to show after the other ones that we have. So this is the fun part, I think, because not only is it fun to find these pieces of content, but it's also fun because they're really the starting point for what brings in this avalanche of traffic. So what am I talking about with content? The first thing I want to say is what I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about content that you write yourself, that you create yourself. I'm talking about taking content that is already in existence. Okay, I'm talking about videos, blog posts, news articles, and YouTube is a great example. Any public YouTube video you can just take and embed on your site. There's no problem with that. So I'm talking about using existing content, but more importantly, I'm talking about content that has to be captivating. Okay, it has to be able to drive a lot of visitors to your website, and I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. And in order to do that, you don't want to waste your time, so it has to be proven content. So, for example, a YouTube video that has like 1 million views, that's probably proven content, right? That's something that is absolutely, we already know is captivating. Well, we've got some software and some processes and things, that help us identify these kinds of pieces of content. But at the end of the day, you don't want to waste your time. It's got to be proven. It's got to be captivating. Let's take a look at some examples because I think they can do a much better job. So Mashable, perfect example of this, of what we're talking about here. So this is a YouTube video, okay? It is of the Jimmy Fallon TV show, which is a late-night talk show in the United States, and the NBC television studios, a TV studio here in the U.S. So this is a YouTube video, but what Mashable did is they took the YouTube video, they embedded it on their site, okay, which they're perfectly able to do. They took a screen cap of a portion of that video, and the idea there was, hey, we want to make sure that we pick not the title slide, but something that will draw people's attention. So The Rock has a crazy look on his face, and Jimmy Fallon, they're all dressed up. That's going to attract some eyes. That's going to be something that people will look at. And then they gave it a headline that is designed to do the same thing. Jimmy Fallon and The Rock give the world's dumbest commencement speech. Now, I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about when you see this, right? You see this kind of content every single day. For example, it shows up in your Facebook feed. How did it get there? You don't even know, probably. But it doesn't matter, right? Because you look at this and you click on it, you share it, you comment, you like it, okay? You engage with it. I do it. Everybody does it. And I know I'm being marketed to. We all know we're being marketed to, but we don't care. Because you know what? I missed the Jimmy Fallon show last night. I want to see what that was all about. So I'm probably going to click on it. And if I like it, I'm going to share it. And if I share it, or if I comment on it, or I like it, or whatever, it's going to show up in my friends' Facebook feeds. and then they're going to have a chance to engage with it. And when they engage in it, it's going to go up in their friends' Facebook feeds, and so on and so on. And here's another example. Huffington Post, they took this story. Now, Reuters, I'm sure many of you know what Reuters is. Fairly mundane, sort of boring, text-based news stories, right? But Huffington Post said, you know what, we can make this into magnetizing content that will ultimately send traffic to our site because we can take the story, we'll put most of it on our site, we'll credit Reuters, of course. Nobody's taking this stuff without crediting the source. We will then write a provocative headline, Russia warns Google, Twitter, Facebook of possible block, and we'll find a picture of Putin, and I guarantee you this picture had nothing to do with the story. It did not come with the Reuters story. They just found this picture with him sort of shaking his finger and looking very stern. And again, provocative, okay? And so people see this in their Facebook feed. They engage with it, which shows up in their friends' Facebook feeds, and so on and so on. And then people click on this because they want to read the story. They want to learn more about Russia is warning Google. And so where do those people go when they click? Do they go to Reuters? No, no, no. They go to Huffington Post. Same with Mashable. When those people clicked on the Jimmy Fallon video, the Rock video, they didn't go to YouTube. They didn't go to NBC Studios. They didn't go to Jimmy Fallon. They went to Mashable. So all of this viral traffic, and I hate the word viral up until this system because it's really viral now, all of this viral traffic goes to Mashable, goes to Huffington Post. And what did we say about traffic? If you get traffic, you can make money. They monetize it. Another example. I freaking love science, one of our favorite sites. Now this is more in line with kind of the sites that we build because it's more niche-y. Mashable and Huffington Post are sort of all things to all people. I freaking love science is about niche sort of science stories. And this is a great example. So they took this story from the Sydney Morning Herald and they said, you know what, we think this is magnetizing content that will drive visitors, and clearly it is. We'll take this story from the Sydney Morning Herald, we will credit that as a source, and then I'm going to write this great headline, millions of baby spiders rain down from the sky in Australia. I ask you, who is not going to click on that? Okay, you've got to know why the baby spiders are flying from the sky. You've got to know whether they're coming to the United States next. I mean, that was my concern. Are they going to be around the corner next? I hate spiders, right? So, and then here's a real blatant example. If you look at this photo credit down here, this photo is 40 years old. So now I guarantee you that it had nothing to do with this, this story that was from May of this year, of 2015. So what did they do? The promoters of I Freaking Love Science, the marketing department, sat around and said, we can make this really cool. Hey, do you have a picture that goes along with it? Yeah, I got this one that was taken 40 years ago. We'll just throw it on there. Great, because it's captivating. It drives people. They click on it. They engage. You can see how many engagements are there. It's unbelievable, right? And all of this traffic, does it go to the Sydney Morning Herald? No, it goes to I Freaking Love Science. Do you have that other one, Aiden, the one that we were looking at earlier?
Yeah, I do. This is one that we were looking at a moment ago. So this here is the I Freaking Love Science Facebook page, and this here is one of the things that they posted. So, robot versus samurai sword master. Watch a katana-wielding robot battle a human samurai sword master.
Come on. Okay. You got to click on that. It was up for a day, and it's gotten like, 80 some odd. I don't have my glasses on.
It's had 27,260 27,260 shares, 62,000 likes. It's only been up for 23 hours. Now, where do you think, when people click on that, where do they go? Let's take a look. Let's actually just click on it. So I just clicked on it, and it takes me over here. Now, what do we see on here if we have a look? Well, we see the photo at the top, and look, it says photo credit, and it's got...
I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know who that is, but and then down here, what have we got? We've got a YouTube video. Now, this IFL Science, they didn't make this video. They took it from YouTube, and they just embedded it into their website.
Yeah. And these guys make millions and millions and millions of dollars a year.
Yeah. Do you guys see how powerful this is? How this one little website is able to take some content from YouTube, put it on their site, and it results in 27,000 shares. I mean, this one would have probably resulted in literally millions of visitors.
Millions of
Stop
visitors.
yes in the chat box if you can see this, if you can see how amazing this is. Okay, now the next thing that I want to show you is, just to kind of complete the loop here, how does this website make money? Well, it's getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people coming to this page here to watch this video. Now, when they're watching this video, what do you think they might do? They might see this ad over here and they might click on it, or they might come up to the top here and they might click on this ad, or maybe they'll click on this ad here, or maybe they'll scroll down a little bit and they'll find a different ad to click on, okay? If anyone clicks on one of these ads, then this website makes money. And who pays the website? Google, because Google is paying this website owner to put its ads on the website. So every person that clicks on there, the owners of IFL Science might make $1 or 50 cents or $2. Does this make sense? And this is called AdSense. For the people that were wondering what AdSense was a moment ago, just type yes if this kind of makes sense. I want to make sure everyone's following along, so please just type yes in the chat box. Alrighty, so that's what we are talking about. And Steve,
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is like a dirty little secret, because it's kind of out in the open, but people don't talk about it. And you know, these huge companies, they don't create content, they repurpose other people's content. They earn not millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, these are not public companies, but Huffington Post did admit that in 2014 they made $200 million. And I just gave away their whole business model. Okay, Mashable was CNN offered $200 million to Mashable to buy them, and they said, yeah, no, we're good. So you know, I mean, it's crazy. And now, granted, you know, they've got a bunch of people that find these stories and all kinds of stuff. But what if we could take this business model, which is pretty straightforward, right? And what if we could simplify it even more? We could work a hell of a lot less. We could get some really cool tools. We could get some good, you know, sort of step-by-step instructions and kind of reproducible sort of paint by numbers. And let's just feed on the crumbs. We don't need to work that hard. We don't need to make $200 million. Let's make 25 grand a year on one website. Let's just do that, you know, and work like a little, you know, and spend our time at the beach. And let's put 4 of those together and let's get ourselves to $100,000 a year. I mean, hopefully you can see how crazy simple that is, that concept.
And when this happens, we get loads of visitors coming to our websites. And don't worry if you don't really know what this means. The reason I'm showing it to you is because I want you to know that each visitor that comes to our website, they visit more than one page. They're visiting a couple of pages. So what this means is it means they're interested. If they weren't interested, they would just leave straight away. We've had 32,000 visitors visit 66,000 pages. So each visitor is seeing a couple of pages each. Now, this isn't by fluke. What we're doing here is we're benefiting from a flow-on effect. Remember at the beginning how we checked to see if there was demand? We looked at compete.com, we looked at Facebook, we looked at Quantcast. Remember how we checked to see if people liked the content? We checked to see you know, what the social acceptance score was like. And then we checked Google to see if there was actually a lot of news stories out there that we could use. We're doing all this deliberately and we're getting the results from that. So monetization is the next step, and we've already given you some clues here about how you can monetize. Okay, monetization is easy. You can just put those little ads on your website and Google can pay you if you want to. And by the way, there's a few people saying, Steve, maybe good time to take this now. There's a few people just asking about like the legal stuff. Do you want to explain that about, you know, the content, how?
Yeah. Right. So, you know, I mean, everybody often thinks that, well, is it okay to just take all this content? Well, you know, it's never okay to take the content and pretend it's yours. Okay. But as long as you follow rules, you can take the content and give credit to others, you know, and say this is their content, but I'm putting it on my site, or pieces of it on my site. I mean, YouTube is the easiest example. YouTube is designed for you to do this. All right. The licensing and the terms of service of YouTube. In fact, if you Google embed YouTube video right now, Google that, and you'll see Google and YouTube providing you instructions, step-by-step, easy instructions on how to embed a YouTube video on your site, because they want you to share it all over it. all over the place, okay? So YouTube is not an issue. Anytime you find a YouTube video you want to do it with, no worries. If you have like a Reuters story, then you have to follow some rules. You can take a certain amount of the content, okay? You must credit the source in the appropriate manner, okay? And you have to have a copyright policy on your website. That's a real policy, not something that you just pay lip service to, but a real living and breathing policy where you actually have an email address that gets checked regularly, where if someone doesn't want their content shared, they can reach out to you and they say that, and then you take it down, okay? And as long as you do those things, you're operating as above board, it's no problem. Believe me, if this were a problem, if this were a legal issue, Mashable, I Freaking Love Science, Huffington Post, these are not websites that are hiding in the dark. You know, these are enormous websites that CNN was going to buy, you know, so it's perfectly legal.
So monetization, guys, that's step 4. And there's a whole range of different ways you can do it. You can put those little ads on, like we showed you. If you're interested in selling books on Kindle, you could do that. If you've got physical products that you want to sell, or maybe you're selling something on Amazon, you could do that. Affiliate marketing. I just want you to know that when you're getting the traffic, it's easy to make money. It's really easy because you've got the traffic. So that's a no-brainer. Step number 5, and we're getting through this, is get traffic, basically. And I'll put that in big bold letters there because that's one of the most important ones, okay? So how do we get traffic? Well, we've got a kind of like a two-tiered approach to this, a two-pronged attack. The first is Facebook because it's easy and we can leverage it. And the second is more of a shotgun approach, which we'll talk about in a second. So with Facebook, what we do to start with is we start building a little audience. So let's say that you are interested, you've decided that you're going to get into the bodybuilding niche, and you've got a little Facebook page about bodybuilding. The first thing that you'll do is try to, over a period of a few days, try to get maybe 100, 200 Facebook followers, and that's incredibly easy, very, very easy to do. And then once you've got them, you start drip feeding this content out to them. So maybe one day you're going to link to some video on YouTube that's had 500 million views about some new weightlifting technique for bodybuilders. And then the next day you might find some article about some amazing new superfood for bodybuilders, and you link to that. You do that and then you monitor the engagement. I'm going to show you an example now. This is one Facebook page about organic gardening. Okay, so have a look at the screen and you'll see this. Organic gardening, and if we scroll down here, we can see the amount of engagement that each of these things are getting. So this first one, 10 hours ago, that got 151 likes and 140 shares. This one here got 137 likes and 88 shares. So this is getting more shares. Okay, scroll down a little bit further. This ladybug one got 526 likes, 226 shares. So this is an indicator to me that this here is, the most popular piece of content that they've shared out of the last few that we've looked at. Okay, so we're monitoring the engagement. We're seeing how many people are liking it, how many people are sharing it, how many people are commenting. We monitor the engagement, and then on the very best posts that we have, the ones that get the most engagement, what we want to do is run some dirt cheap ads. Okay, so by dirt cheap, I mean $1, just $1 per day. And then we calculate the return on investment and we rinse and repeat. Now, I'll explain what the return on investment is in just a moment, but what we're talking about doing is spending $1 and making $4, but on the same day. So you might spend $1 on Thursday morning, and by Thursday afternoon, you've made $4. Okay, now, engagement. I mentioned this a moment ago. This is one of our real examples from a website we have about DIY, so about do-it-yourself home improvement. And here we can see 134,000 people saw this. 25,000 people clicked on it. We got 93 shares, 31 comments, and 121 likes. But the key thing here is 25,000 visitors. When they click on that, they go to our website. Remember that little samurai warrior that I showed you here? This here is on the Facebook page. That's got millions of people clicking on it. We're doing the same thing on a slightly smaller scale, but we're still getting 25,000 visitors, and it's not expensive at all because we're getting so many shares. We're just spending $1 per day. Okay, so we sent 25,000 visitors to our website, and we made $1,700 in income in just a couple of days. Okay, and we're using the same model that Huffington Post, Mashable, and I Freaking Love Science use. So you're probably asking yourself, well, hang on a minute, how did that happen? Like, how did that traffic explode? What we started doing was running one simple ad. We had a look at the different things that we were posting on our Facebook page, and we had a look at the most popular one, and then we thought, well, this seems to be resonating with people. Let's spend $1 per day. It's always less than $3, but we usually start at $1. And then we start getting the traffic, and we're going to get some component of viral traffic. We're going to get some traffic just because we're spending money. But whatever we're doing, we can calculate the return on investment. Now, our benchmark is to spend $1 and make $3. So if you're spending $3, you're able to make $10 or more virtually instantly, pretty much instantly. So you can then scale up. So type yes in the chat box if you would like to see inside a screenshot inside the advertising section of our Facebook account. So you can just see exactly how this works. Okay, so here we can see May 7th to May 18th, so very recent, right? And each one of these rows represents a different ad inside Facebook. Okay, now we're spending, this is the budget, $1 daily, $1 per day, $1 per day. This one's $3 per day. This is $3 per day. All of these ads are for that same piece for this here. They're all for this, and they're all sending traffic to our website. It all starts with just $1 per day. Okay, we spend $1. So at the beginning, initially, we only had this one going. We were spending $1 and we were making $3. Okay. And then we turned this one here on as well. So now we're spending $2, but we're making $7 or $8. And then we turned this one on. So now we've got 1 plus 1 plus 3, $5 per day, but we're making like $15, to give you an example. Okay, what would you do if you're spending $1 per day? If you're spending $1 per day, and you're making $3 or $4, what would you want to do? Type in the chat box what you think you might want to do if you spend $1 per day and you're making $4 per day. What would be your instinct? Don says scale up. Shelley, run more ads. Scale, reinvest, spend more, do more, invest, keep spending, keep spending. Yeah, I mean, you guys have got it. This is exactly what we're doing. Exactly what we're doing. So we're paying Facebook to send us some visitors, and then we're making money from those ads on our website. And Google, for example, may be paying us. Okay. Now, a couple of things. You may be wondering, well, why is each ad only $1 or $3? We keep these low for a couple of reasons. First, it's cheaper. If we start spending $100 on one ad, for whatever reason, Facebook starts charging us more per click. Okay. The other reason is that it gives us practically zero risk. If we don't see an instant return on investment, we can just turn it off. No harm done. Okay. The third reason, and this is the most important, is by spending just $1 here, $1 here, $1 here, we've got granular control over each ad that we're running. So we can spend this $1 and we can see if it's working for us. Okay, and then we can spend some more on a different ad if it's working for us. If one of these ads is not working for us, we can just turn it off. You see how down here we've got two that are inactive, this one and this one? We just turned them off because maybe they weren't getting the sort of benchmark return on investment. We always try to get at least 100% return on investment from doing this, and if not, then sometimes we just turn it off. Does that make sense for everyone? If you just let me know in the chat box if that kind of makes sense, if you see where we're heading with this. Yep. Okay, great. And we will be able to take your questions at the end. So would you like to see some examples of successful Facebook ad posts here? Yep. Okay, so let's have a look. This first one is from a website we've got about truck driving. Okay, and this ad was seen by people who are super interested in truck driving. So these are the only people that saw this ad are people who are into trucks. Okay, people that like truck driving, they like trucks, they watch truck shows on the Discovery Channel, They go to see the monster trucks when they're in town. And it says here, would you want to be a passenger? And then down here it says, unbelievable driving skill for a monster truck, zero margin for error, prepare to be surprised at 22 seconds. It's got a nice image there. Now, if you were a hardcore, passionate truck driver, do you think you might click on that? Possibly, right? Because you want to see what happens. This got 25 shares, 7 comments, 50 likes. So this is a smaller scale of some of the other examples we've seen. Now, a question for you. How long do you think it would take you, if I gave you a little guide, how long do you think it would take you to set up a little Facebook ad like this? Would it take 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Just hazard a guess. I'll tell you how long it takes in a moment. So some people are saying 2 minutes, some people are saying 10 minutes. Janice is saying 15 minutes, some people are saying 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Guys, you're going to be amazed. It takes a few seconds. Everyone got it wrong. This took about 7 seconds. You know why it's so fast? Because to set this ad up, all we had to do was type in these 7 words. Would you want to be a passenger? We did that, and then we copied a URL down here, a website URL. What this did, Facebook's so smart, what it did was Facebook pulled in the image, Facebook pulled in all this data down here, so this title, this description, it pulled it all in for us. Now the reason it did that is because Facebook, the types of websites that we build can kind of communicate with Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is able to do this. So that makes it super, super fast. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, right? Now what about this ad over here? We were targeting a very special group of people, and there's a big hint in this line here. Who do you think we were targeting in this ad? Just type in the chat box. Yeah, mothers, right? We were targeting mothers. So we said, calling all mothers, would you allow this? There's a picture of a Doberman and an infant. Doberman plus infant, is this irresponsible? Is this acceptable? Leave a comment after you watch the video. Now, the reason we can target mothers is because Facebook lets us filter down and target whoever we want. Now, we weren't just targeting mothers, but we were targeting mothers who had babies aged 0 to 3. So the way that we did this was we said we want to target women. Let me just show it to you real quick. And I've got to keep going here, so let me see if I can. I'm inside here. So what I want to do here, I'm saying United States, and I'll remove rock climbing. United States, I'm going to choose women, advanced, parents. They've got children 3 years or younger. So 2.5 to 3 million people in the United States fit this category. We're able to target them specifically. This ad was so targeted, it got 60 comments, 11 shares, 24 likes, drove thousands of visitors back to our website. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So if you've tried Facebook before and didn't get these kind of results, it doesn't mean you're necessarily doing it wrong. It just means you might be using a different system. You need to give yourself a break. It took us over a year to get this down to an exact science, okay? The great thing is that you're building up an ecosystem that's going to grow naturally, become self-sufficient. That $1 per day that you're spending on Facebook, that's just to fuel the engine, to set the wheels in motion, to get things moving forward. If you don't want to spend a dime, then let me pose this situation to you. If you could give me $3 right now, and then at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you $15 back, would you want to do it? It's a silly question, because if it was 100% guaranteed, then you'd be insane not to do it. I mean, it would be a brilliant business decision. That's exactly what we're doing with Facebook, okay? Now, if you understand that, but you still don't want to spend a dime, there's another way that you can get traffic. Now, I'm just going to mention this very quickly, but hopefully you can understand this, because this has been like a paradigm shift in our business. Pockets of traffic. What are pockets of traffic? Pockets of traffic are little groups of people that are interested in your topic that exist around the web. So maybe you can get 6 visitors every single day coming to your website from YouTube. Maybe you can get 2 coming from Twitter, 10 coming from Pinterest, 3 coming from some blog, 7 coming from some forum. This all add up into hundreds of free visitors every single day. Now, there's lots of different places you can get visitors coming to your website. So you can get visitors coming to your website from Kindle, Twitter, Craigslist, Yahoo Answers, Pinterest, Tumblr, YouTube. Don't worry for now exactly how you do it. Just know that you never have to worry about traffic, because even if you just get 2 or 3 visitors each day from these places, you're going to be getting hundreds per day in total, okay? Here's a real world example. So we've been doing this for a few years now, this particular strategy. So on the 22nd of July 2012, someone came in here into this forum and they said, is anyone selling some truck horns? And Steve, he swooped in here and he said, we sell a ton of them. Here's our website. Go and check it out. Every single day for the past 3 years, that's driven 3 or 4 visitors to our website. Every single day for something we did one time. That's a real example of a pocket of traffic. Now the next step is to optimize, and I'm just going to race through this, optimize conversions. This basically means earning more from your visitors. Okay, so earning more money from the visitors that come to your website. You can optimize your Facebook ads, you can optimize your websites. It's just a fancy way of saying testing things out. It's easy to do for Facebook, it's hard to do for websites. Websites, it takes a lot longer, you need a lot more data, you need more time, and you need more experience. The good news is that we've done it for you. Would you like to see the 3 most lucrative places on our website that earn us the most money? It's really simple. So here they are. These are the 3 things. These are based on over 10 million visitors. At the top of the website, we put an ad. Right at the top of the website, just under the logo. Okay? On the side of the website, we put another ad. Now, the special thing here that we found is that we don't put this ad at the top of the website. We put it kind of halfway down on the side. And then the most lucrative ad position of all is in amongst the content on our website. So we have an image at the top of it, we have a little ad there, and then we have some article or some information down below it. That one ad, which could be, you know, one of these AdSense ads, it could be an affiliate link, could be anything. That's going to make you most money out of those 3, okay? You can do your own testing. I don't recommend it. It's very complicated, gets very complicated very fast. Now the 7th step is to rinse and repeat. We have been testing this system out for about a year now. Every single website that we've built has made money. It's got a 100% success rate because of the traffic. Every single site that our students have made money. Some of our students have got websites that are earning $25,000 per month or more. And we showed you some examples of the type of results that our students are getting. Our test students, our guinea pigs, our kind of crash test dummies as we call them affectionately, have made huge incomes from this. But I want you to keep it simple. $2,000 per website is a good thing to aim for. That's $67 each day from each website. If you do that, build 4 websites, you've got 100 grand a year. The system is incredibly effective. Here's what some of our students have got to say. So Mark, he comes from Texas, Houston. He says, in my very first month using the 100K factory system, I earned $10,853.23. If I can do this, anyone can. This is Brent from Sacramento. He says, I've had phenomenal results and have been able to earn over $37,019.46 in my first 6 months using the 100K factory system. These are regular people who had no special experience before we started working with them. Okay? And this simple system can give you freedom, lifestyle, flexibility, and time. This is a picture of my wife and I in the Caribbean recently. This is Steve on his plane. He's got a plane and he's passionate about flying. Whatever you want to achieve, this can help you get there. We think it all comes down to 3 main types of freedom: financial freedom, time freedom, and geographic freedom. This can get you all of them. So perhaps for you, you just want to have a secure retirement and you want to start putting money into your retirement right now. Or maybe you're already retired. You can do that. Maybe you want to work from home without an alarm clock. Maybe you want to have an extra side income of $5,000 per month so that you can pay the bills and take the family on a nice vacation each year. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. This is a reality. You can live the life that you want to live. This can work for anyone. There's no language barriers. There's no geographical barriers. Doesn't matter how old you are. You don't need any special experience. There's no technical issues either. Remember, it's simple. All you have to do is decide to do it. Now, word of warning. If you cannot follow a simple recipe, then this is not for you. You must be able to follow a simple plan without deviation. Okay? Everything we've spoken about so far is what we call phase 1. Phase 1 is about getting you making money fast. Okay? And this here is what we're talking about. This is phase 1. Okay. In phase 2, we're talking about, so phase 1, you go from $0 to $8,000 per month. Phase 2, we show you how to build your income from $8,000 a month to $20,000 a month. Okay, it's about working less but making more. And then in phase 3, we talk about strategic expansion. So turning your income into an online empire. Okay, what we're going to talk about now is called 100K Factory, and it's the program that we're going to invite you to participate in. Okay, now what I want you to know is that the 100K Factory program is actually closing down tonight. It's been open for a few days now and it's closing down tonight, so in a few hours time actually. So I want you to just hang with me here a moment. We're going to have a chance to take all your questions. We're going to walk through exactly what this is and how you can get started. There's 5 main components. We call them 5 pillars. The first pillar is the system. This is the proprietary knowledge base that's going to allow you to start building a lucrative money-making machine from scratch. Okay, this is everything we've learnt. It's the 3 phases that I just mentioned. It's all the training, it's your blueprint, it's your recipe for building this lucrative online business. That's got a value of $2,997. The 100K Launchpad software suite is pillar number 2. This is a piece of software that's like your online command center, your one-stop command center. This is something that's going to allow you to build a website, install it, put stuff on it with just a few clicks of the mouse. Now, building websites can be complicated, especially if you're new to this, okay? The good news is that this does it for you. So if you can click a few buttons on the mouse, like 3 clicks, then your website is installed. It's 100% free of errors. You can eliminate all the errors. You've got 0 chance of setting it up wrong. It makes it incredibly simple. The second module in this piece of software scans and identifies magnetizing content around the web. All your content problems will be solved in a matter of minutes. Okay. The third, and by the way, that second one, remember that that video we showed you about the samurai robot fighting the samurai human? This is the type of thing that this will find for you. It'll identify all that content for you, serve it up to you, and you can just copy it and put it on your Facebook page if you want to. Okay. You can then use Module 3 to develop and run your marketing campaigns, everything from scheduling to analysis. Module 4 is about creative media development, point-and-click wizard. It's going to help you set your campaigns up. We've been developing this software for 9 months now. It's got a value of $55,000. Well, actually, that's what it's cost us to develop. It's got a value of $2,997 market value. Okay. The third pillar is a live case study. So this is where Steve and I, over the course of 10 weeks, are going to be setting up an online income stream right in front of your eyes. This is comprehensive live weekly training over 10 weeks to show you exactly how to set up your system so that you can make 100% hands-off income. This is about us guiding you along week by week, you following along with us. At the end of 10 weeks, you've got an online business up and running that's making you money. You're also going to get weekly milestone checkpoints. So we're going to know where you're at, and if we see that you're getting stuck, we're going to hold your hand, we're going to drag you along to the finish line, even if we have to do some of the work for you, okay? And we're also going to give you over-the-shoulder mentoring to get you to that 60-day goal in the shortest time possible, okay? The 60-day money-making goal, okay? This has got a value of $1,997. Remember when we spoke about those pockets of traffic, how you can identify different traffic that exists around the web? We've got a tool called Crowdforce, which is designed to do this. We've just come out with a special edition, which is specifically for this program. The original version of Crowdforce came out in 2013, okay? You're getting the special edition. What it does is it's like a virtual assistant. It runs on autopilot in the background. It uncovers and exploits, allows you to exploit pockets of laser-targeted traffic. So it allows you to send free traffic back to your website. It makes traffic absolutely inevitable. And remember, traffic is the key. So this is a key part of the system, okay? Traffic is the key. You get traffic, you make money. And then there's coaching. Now we're going to give you 1 year of direct access to us and our expert coaches, okay? 1 year of email access to us. We've been doing this internet marketing thing for about a decade now. We've helped thousands of people build online businesses, and now we're going to help you. You're going to have direct access to us. Stamp for approval. We'll give you green light on important marketing decisions, okay? So there's a few things that you need to get right We're going to sign them off, make sure you've done it the right way. You're also getting access to a team of programming experts. These are guys ready to help you blast through any technical hurdles. You're getting marketing analysis as well. So if you're not sure what market to get into, you could send me an email and say, hey, Aiden, I'm not quite sure. Can you just give me one? And I'll give you one. Or you might say, hey, Aiden, I'm really passionate about golf. Could I make a website about golf? Would that work? And I'll say yes or no. This level of support involves a huge investment of our time. It's got a value of $9,997. We charge $12,000 per year for one-on-one coaching. I've got clients that pay that. Steve's got clients that pay that. We've also got an expert panel of coaches who are ready to help you, and they could easily be charging $5,000 per year. But you're getting access to all of this, okay? Now there's a catch. There are 4 important limitations. There's 4 special bonuses which are only available to the people that are on this webinar. The first bonus is called Project 55. This was originally going to be strictly private information for our personal use. It was part of our master plan for scaling up in 2015. We've decided to release it to you today. This is previously confidential information. If you take action today, we will give you this. It's 55 proven, highly profitable $1 million niches that you can take advantage of immediately. It's going to save you a ton of time and it's going to make you a ton of money. We've had 3 members of our team spend a full 2 weeks creating this document. They started with a list of over 1,000 niches. They got it down to the best 55 niches. This information is priceless. That's the first bonus for people who jump in right now. You're also getting a mastermind hangout if you jump in right now. This is a hangout, mastermind hangout with 2 of our top students. These are people that are earning thousands per month. They've already been through the program. You're going to be able to hang out with them, ask them all the questions that you want. It's going to help you get started even faster. The third bonus is a coach strategy session, okay? This has got a value of $497. You're getting 2 extra coach calls, okay? Our coach calls, this is when you get on a call with our expert coaches and you're going to get their unique insider insights. These are people who've already been through the system and are earning over $10,000 per month. You're also going to be invited to be part of a special beta access test group. You're going to be able to be the person, if you want to, who can get early bird access to test 2 of our top secret plugins. These are part of phase 2 and phase 3 of the system, which you're going to get access to. Okay, so what's it all worth? You've got the 100K factory system. This is the blueprint. You've got the 100K Launchpad software suite. Okay, this is the your one-stop shop. This is your one-stop command center. You're getting the live case study. You're getting Crowdforce. Special edition of Crowdforce. The live case study, you're going to see us building one of these things right in front of your eyes and you're going to be able to follow along. You're getting the coaching, 1 year of direct coaching from us, and you're getting the 4 bonuses. The total value here is $24,979. Now, I want you to know a little bit about development. I want you to know that this is not just some, low quality tool that we slap together, okay? We've been working 9 months on the 100K Launchpad. It's cost us over $55,000 to develop. Crowdforce was originally first launched in 2013. We've spent over $75,000 on that in the past 2 years, and the special edition version that you're getting today is only available with the 100K Factory program. We've spent over $13,000 testing this system. So the total development is over $140,000. Okay, and we're happy to do this because we need to know it for our business. I just want you to know that we've spent a huge amount of money, a huge amount of time in doing this. Okay, this is extremely limited. We close this offer down tonight. At midnight tonight, this comes down. Okay, so you literally have just a few hours to jump into this. We have no plans to reopen this ever. We haven't reopened any of our last 5 training programs. When the doors close, they are closed. This has the potential to change your life, and you don't want to miss out on this. Now, one of the reasons we close the doors is because once people are in, we're going to be working with you for a year. Okay? We've got a quick 60-day game plan to get you hit the ground running, making money quickly, but we're committed to working with you. And we don't want the secrets to get out there and be available to everyone. So this is coming off the market tonight, and it's not going to be reopened. It's ridiculous value, guys. You won't pay $24,979. You won't pay $14,997. $9,997. If all this does is gets you to the point where you're earning, say, an extra $4,000 or $5,000 per month and you can live debt-free, would it be worth paying this? Or if all this does is allow you to quit your day job and have a comfortable $10,000 per month income, would this be worth investing? Hopefully you think it would be, but you're not going to pay that today. You're not going to pay $9,997, even though we've got students who are earning 3 or 4 times that every single month. You won't even pay $4,997. You can get started right now for 3 payments of $997. In fact, you can get started for even less. We've got a one-time payment option. If you take that, you're able to get in for a $494 discount. That's a one-time payment of $2,497, or you've got the 3-part payment plan. Now, a couple of important things. You've got a 100% money-back guarantee with this. You've got 60 days to test it out. You can test this thing out for yourself. If you're not 100% satisfied in 60 days for any reason, we will refund your purchase. No questions asked, no hard feelings, that's fine. Okay, that's part of the deal. Now, we're very confident that you're not going to do that, because as long as you follow along with us, follow the recipe, you'll be making money. In fact, you'll be making money in much shorter time than 60 days. Steve and I will personally drag you to the finish line. Now, I've got a special bonus for the first 20 people that jump in here. The first 20 people that jump in are going to get a very special bonus, okay? And the first part of that bonus is called Kindle Unleashed. This is a program that we came out with last year. We sold it for $1,697, and it shows you how to build a hands-off $5,000 per month Kindle income, okay? And we deliver this training through a 100-page manual, 12-week training guide. We've got custom tools, 2 live presentations from me on stage presenting this stuff. You're getting access to them, and it's complete start to finish training. So guys, if you're jumping in right now, please type your name in the chat box. We need to write that down. We've only got 20 of these that we can actually give away, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people on this call right now. There's another bonus as well. It's called Your First 500 Online. Please go ahead and write your name in the chat box when you jump in, okay? Your First 500 Online. This is our breakthrough affiliate marketing program. It sold for $1,497 previously. This shows you how to build an online income from authority sites. It's an incredibly successful program, and it'll work for you too, okay? The link is on the screen there. If someone could make sure that's in the chat box, that would be great. It's 100kfactory.com/Anthony. You're also getting this bonus. So this is, again, for the first 20 people, and I can see Kim has jumped in. I can see Marcus, Jacob, Michelle, Michael. Thanks, guys. Thanks for jumping in, and I can see other names in here as well. So I'm going to count them up in just a second. Marty Stride, Mike Rose, and please confirm once you're actually in there. Now, there's a couple more things I want to mention in the bonus, then we'll be able to take some questions. The extra bonus here is email marketing for beginners. I've created 7 over-the-shoulder training videos that are for absolute beginners, okay? These are going to walk you through what is normally a complicated process. I have drilled it down to make it super simple that anyone could use it. So if you're interested in setting up an email marketing campaign, this is going to help you big time. We've also got some advanced pay-per-click domination. This is a presentation that Steve gave to an audience of advanced online sellers in New York a couple of weeks ago. We have never released this to the public, okay? You're going to get access to that. You're also going to get a special training about how you can really run your business, okay? How to run your business. I'm not talking about from a legal standpoint. I'm talking about from a day-to-day operational standpoint, because that's where a lot of people fall over. They don't have the right structure in place, okay? So you're going to get that as well. And you're also going to get this cool little plugin. Now, what does this do? It's called the Attention Grabber plugin. It's going to integrate perfectly with any of your websites. It's a cool little strip that appears in the top left corner of your website, okay? It grabs your visitor's attention by using this attractive call to action, okay? You're getting 20 default designs. It's 100% customizable. You're getting unlimited access for life. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this link, and I want you to watch this. I'm taking this special link, and I'm going to come over to the website. I'm pasting it in here, 100kfactory.com/Anthony. Okay, and what this is going to do, it's opening up this page. As you can see, there's 4 hours left, 4 hours and 31 minutes. This shuts down at midnight. If you jump in, if you're one of the first 20 to jump in right now, we're going to get you all those bonuses. Now, there's two different options. You can take the 3-part payment plan, 3 payments of $9.97, or you can take the one-time payment. If you take the one-time payment, you end up saving about $500. Okay, so let's say you take this one. Click on that. That's going to open up a page here. You'll see it says 100K Factory. That's the name of the product. You can put your email in here. Okay, you can select this box to use your credit card. If you've got a PayPal account, then just put your PayPal email here and just continue through the process. If you don't have a PayPal account and just want to use your credit card, select that little box and click Checkout with PayPal. When you come to this next page, what you're going to see is a simple form that you need to fill out. Okay, so just fill out this form. It's got your country, your credit card number. We're using PayPal because it's an extremely safe way to pay online. So just fill out this form. You can deselect that one if you want to, or you can select it, whatever. You need to put an email address in here, mobile number, all your details, and then you click Agree and Continue. Now, the other option, monthly payment, is kind of the same. I'll show it to you. It's pretty much the same. Again, you put your delivery email in there. So this is where we're going to send you all the information about the 100K Factory program and the coaching. If you've got a PayPal account, again, you do the same thing. If you want to use a credit card through PayPal, you select that little box and click Checkout with PayPal. Now, this screen is almost the same, but it's a little bit different. It'll say, don't have a PayPal account. It's easy to create one. Just fill in the information down here. Fill in the information. And you'll be asked for an email address, a password. I think the password has to be 6 characters or more. Click yes, I've read and I agree, and you continue. This is closing down tonight, guys. This is the only chance to get in. It looks like we've used about 14 of those bonuses right now. If you've paid, guys, please type in that you've paid, and I need your name. The reason I need that is because after you come into the members area, and I'll show you the members area in just a minute, after you come in, you're going to get upgraded to a special section. I need to get your names so that I know who to upgrade. Okay, so Keith, thank you. Manuel, thank you. Looks like we've got 5 spots left, guys. If you are jumping in right now, you haven't quite completed your payment, but you're in the process, type your name in so that you can secure one of those last 5 spots. We're going to take some questions now. We've got millions of questions coming in here. Anthony, did you want to say something there?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I want to ask everybody. I got my internet kind of stable, so I want to ask everybody on right now. How do you feel about the presentation tonight and what Aiden and Steve have been able to present to you? How many of you feel like you've learned an awful lot just about something completely different, obviously, than what we've been talking about? But it was worth your time to be here because all of you, all right, good, I'm getting a lot of people. I did see one person that said, you know, hey, look, we're really not looking to have, hold on one second for me, guys. My internet is cutting out. But I know that a couple of you were saying, hey, look, you know, we want to do this. It's not a good time for us right now. That's perfectly fine. What I want you guys to realize is that we brought Aiden on because I know he's going to deliver a lot of value. I know that this was an hour and a half spent well, right? You've learned an awful lot. Your eyes have been opened to new opportunities. And what happens when you see things like this and you see things, and you see people doing things that you're not doing and that you didn't know could even exist and that you didn't even know could even happen, you know, it helps you to grow. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Aiden?
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. Definitely. And we can take, I know that Steve has been busy monitoring all the questions there, so yep. Steve, why don't we start taking some of them?
Absolutely. So I'll try and pick on some of the most popular ones here. One of the ones that's come up a few times is this good for beginners? You know, I mean, stone cold beginners, total newbies. And I'm happy to report that this is probably the best thing. And the reason it's the best thing, there's 2 reasons. One is that you can get your arms around this. You know, you can really see what finished looks like. You can control all the moving parts. If you sort of, you know, one of the things I like to compare it to is selling products on Amazon that you get manufactured in China. It's a great business model. It's about 1/3 of our whole company, our multi-million-dollar international company. And it's big, but it's complex. There's so many moving parts. You know, you gotta pick a product. You gotta communicate with a whole bunch of suppliers in China. You have to get samples. You have to get packaging and logos and inserts and cellophane bags that don't suffocate little babies and barcodes and all this kind of stuff, right? And deal with freight forwarders and customs. And so there's so many moving parts. It's so hard to get your arms around it. And there's a lot of people that you have to get to rely on. Whereas this, you get your arms around it and you're in control of 100% of the process. Okay? So that's the first reason. The second reason is that the other area that newbies typically fall down on is technical areas. And you know, we feel like we've really got that all sorted with software, so that you don't have to run into any technical problems at all or have any technical knowledge. So that's why I think it's the perfect thing for beginners.
Yeah, and can I chime in real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, can I chime in? Sorry, I was trying to get somebody up here to fix my internet. I'm sure some of you probably heard my doorbell ring. You know, it's terrible to be here trying to obviously to do these webinars and just be so, I guess, scatterbrained, because there's hardly any internet here, which just drives me nuts. But what I wanted to tell everyone is the reason I brought you guys on, and it kind of goes back to what you were just talking about right there, why you feel like this is good for people that are beginners, and why you feel like it's kind of like it's more of an asset. It's not necessarily just this kind of pie in the sky type method that you can do for today, but it probably won't be here tomorrow. One of the things that I've really focused on with my students is email marketing, and everybody on here has learned an awful lot about email marketing from our previous trainings, and so I felt like what you guys were doing was a good complement to that, because it is a real business, like you said, multi-million-dollar, multinational, business. And so, in my opinion, anyway, if you're new to the whole world of internet marketing, which I know a lot of our students, a lot of the people in this webinar right now are new, and I felt like after seeing what you guys have put together, that this was great for people that quote were call themselves newbies, mainly because you offer everything in a complete package. I mean, you've got the software that takes care of a lot of this, which it's hard in a lot of industries to find software that actually really takes care of some of the real important factors. There's always software, but most of the time the important stuff you still have to manually do, and the software just kind of helps you along the way. What you guys have put together here really does benefit people that are new and maybe looking to make their first dollar online. A lot of them are now making money sending emails, but this is their first way to make money using websites, because we've said for, I guess, quite a while now, our focus has been all on email marketing and very little bit on building websites. And so that's why I really thought this was a good complement. It's not like we're saying, hey, do this, don't do email marketing like we're teaching. We're just saying, hey, if you're enjoying email marketing, if you're learning a lot about email marketing, if you're implementing the email marketing, this is something you can do side by side. You can do this at the same pace, continue with both things, and you're building two businesses. You're building two assets, and I think that's, for me anyway, I think it's a good thing for our students, and so I'm glad that you guys were able to come on and present this. I'll let you go through the rest of your questions, but I want to ask everybody on here, because I was in the middle of asking you, a lot of you were telling me you really thought that this was a phenomenal training, and that you were glad you spent the hour and a half on here, regardless of whether or not you joined this program and you work with Aiden and you work with Steve. You're still happy to have spent the hour and a half with us. I want to point out one thing to you, though. It was very hard to get these guys to come on here tonight, because some of you have probably seen the emails going around about this system. It does actually close down tonight. I know that a lot of times you hear that stuff, but it's not really true, right? I mean, we've all been there. We've all seen that. Hurry up, buy it today, or you'll never be able to get it. You guys know that we don't do that. This is something that actually shuts down. This was a big product that they put together. They've been doing guest webinars like this for the last week. I think it's about a week or so now, and then they're done. So I actually secured the very last live training spot that they were willing to do, and it was tonight. So after we all had our training last week and you guys said this would be of interest to you, I know, Aiden, I bugged you to death on Skype and told you that that I really felt like this would benefit our students if you would please give me this last spot. So yeah. I want for all of you to realize, that this really is the last time that, that they're presenting this, and it is with our students. So I'm thankful, thankful and grateful that you guys were able to come on, spend some time with us, offer a lot of value to our students, and offer an opportunity for our students to do something that I could not personally teach them how to do. So I think that's a great value add as well.
Yeah, thanks for that. So we've got quite a few questions coming in, and Steve and I can just tag team these. One from Joanne said, I'm interested to jump in. Can I do this with my husband? Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a husband that you want to do it with, we had someone mention to us yesterday they wanted to do it with their grandson. So, we encourage that. You'll both have access to everything, so don't worry about that. Steve, there's a question here from, I think it was Morris, saying, what about ongoing costs? Are there any additional costs? How much will it cost to run my business?
Yeah, I've gotten variations on that theme. So first of all, there are no sort of hidden costs. There's no ongoing costs. There's no one-time offers. There's no upsells. There's no anything like that, right? Nothing. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, all the things that Aiden talked about are all included. There's nothing to buy later or anything. The only thing you're going to be buying are your own domains and your own hosting. Now, many of you may already have hosting, and that's probably just fine. You just have to be concerned. These websites are going to get much more traffic than you're used to if you already have websites. So you just need to make sure that your hosting is up to snuff, but we'll help you make sure of that. And so, domains, 4 domains are, $5 each, somewhere around there. And hosting is, really a commodity. You can get decent hosting for $7 a month or something. And again, most people who are, if you already have websites, you already have hosting, so it's probably okay, but you just need to make sure that it's robust enough.
And we guide you through everything. So Laura is saying, what's the time commitment during the training period? And I've seen a few other people saying, how long does it take to run this?
Yeah. So the first 60 days, and this is very obviously heavily dependent on the individual, but we expect that it's probably somewhere in the 4 to 10 hour range for the first 60 days. You'll probably be spending at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a week in training sessions. So, and then there's obviously homework in between. We have a very well laid out action plan after each session that you can follow along, and that's what makes it easy to, if you've got a 3-week vacation or something like that, it makes it easy to jump back in, and kind of get back on track. So anyway, 4 to 10 hours a week in the beginning, but then if you want to keep your business at $100,000 a year-ish, somewhere around there, then you're looking at about 4 hours a week of work. That's the time commitment.
Would you guys like to see what the members area looks like? Type yes in the chat box if you'd like to take a sneak peek inside the members area, just to see what this looks like. I know some of you are already in there, but to those that haven't jumped in just yet, this is what we're talking about. So this is 100K Factory. As you can see, it's a very professional members area. We've got weekly training, we've got software suite, support, special resources. There's some special bonuses as well, which are unannounced bonuses. I won't explain what they are because they're a surprise. And there's also getting started. If we scroll down a little bit further, we can see we've got a section for important updates. Okay, and a little bit further, we can see the first training starts tomorrow. The first training is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so we start this tomorrow. That's why we're closing it down today in just a few hours here. So I just want to ask again, in fact, if you guys could actually do me a favor, I'm going to put that link in the link is already in the chat box. If you could just click on it just to make sure it's opening okay, because someone mentioned that the website wasn't opening. It's 100kfactory.com/Anthony. if you could please just click on that and just let me know that it is actually opening. It opened fine for me a moment ago, but a couple of people mentioned. So if someone can give me some feedback on that, that would be good. Okay, so, all right, well, it seems like, yeah, okay, all right, thanks for that, guys. If you're jumping in right now, looks like we've got 4 of these bonuses left. 16 people have already jumped in. Please just let us know. Type your name in the chat box. We need to get all your names so that we can get the special. We can make sure you're upgraded to the special area. Okay, so Win, thank you, Marty Stride. Oh, Marty's just jumped in. That means one more of those spots is gone, guys. So if you're jumping in, if you haven't quite finished the process yet, but you are jumping in, type jumping in the chat box, and then we're going to take some more questions. Okay, so just type jumping in. Okay, all right, so there's a couple more people that are jumping in. Let me know once it's done, and I'll add you to that special bonus list. While we do that, I want to share some of the other results that some of our students have got. So here we've got Patrick and Kelly. They're in Queensland, Australia. Here's what they say. We went from $0 to $20,000 per month, all because of Aiden and Steve's training. We highly recommend joining up. And if you're wondering how these people have been able to get results already, that's because we've been working closely with a small group of test students for about a year, okay? And these are some of them. So that's Patrick and Kelly from Australia. And then we've got James from Norfolk in the UK. He says, with the help of training and strategic planning from Aiden and Steve, in the past 6 months, I've built a $10,000 per week business. I'm grateful that I trusted these guys. I'm now totally debt-free. And then this is Joe and Karen. And they say, Aiden and Steve have been instrumental in our success in internet marketing. Even though we're newbies, we've been able to build a $20,000 per month income, and that's profit, in 9 months. And soon my husband will be able to quit his day job. That's what Karen said. Joe works for the LAPD. He's a police officer in Los Angeles, so he's looking forward to being able to work at home with his wife and his 3-year-old daughter. And then we've got Chris here in Winnipeg. He says, thanks to Aiden and Steve's teaching and personal help, I turned my affiliate business from a low point of $200 a month in early 2013 to over $3,000 per month today. So these are normal people, no special experience, no special background, and they are building life-changing incomes in a matter of months. And you can too. This is exactly what this is all about. We want you to be our next success story, but you have to jump in right now. And the reason for that is because this shuts down in 4 hours and 13 minutes. If you get in right now, you're going to get all those special bonuses I showed you. You're going to get all of that. Okay, so thank you to, wow, okay. While I was talking, I wasn't looking at the chat box, and we've actually gone past the 20. So we've now had 24 people who have actually jumped in. So we're going to extend this bonus. We might as well take it up to 30. So 24 people have jumped in, and I know some more people. Sandy says she's jumping in. Glenn Roy says she's jumping in. Dalton has just jumped in. We've got 6 more of these left, guys. Please confirm once you're actually in, once the payment has gone through. And again, if you are jumping in, let me know so we can get your name down here. And we'll take some more questions. So what other questions do we have there, Steve?
Okay, let's see. Trying to juggle these. Competition. Let's talk about that one. So people are concerned, well, you know, if everybody's doing this, we've heard about this program, and you know, like everything else, everybody's going to start doing this, and then there won't be anything left for me. There'll be no internet left for me. So this is great fun, because this is the one time, the one model for an online business where I will argue that competition is absolutely a total non-factor. And I hope I can explain why. So normally, let's say you're selling products like a red widget, okay, my favorite example. And let's say it's Mashable and Huffington Post, and that's what they do. That's how they make their money. They each sell the same red widget. And you have one buyer. You have Johnny. Johnny wants a red widget badly. And so he has to decide between the competition, right? So he's got 2 people he could choose from. So if he picks Mashable, he's got a winner and then Huffington Post is a loser because Johnny's only going to buy one red widget. How many red widgets do you really need, right? Apparently only one. Now, oftentimes there's 30 people selling red widgets. You know, that's really what the competition that we're faced with all the time, right? So there's one winner and 29 losers. But this is dramatically different because in this scenario, Johnny will interact with and visit and participate with all of the competition because he's with both Mashable and Huffington Post because he doesn't want to buy just one red widget. He wants to consume content from anybody who provides him with something interesting. And when he has one, that's not enough. There's an infinite appetite for this content. And you guys know this because, you know, that's what you do on Facebook. You know, and it's the whole internet is geared towards this kind of a thing. You know, it's consuming content and seeing interesting things and going there. And so Johnny might click on the ad for, or click on the link for the Jimmy Fallon show, and he would also click on the Putin link, and he'd also click on the Spider link, and he'd also click on the Samurai link. I know I would. So that's why competition doesn't matter. You know, we could all be in the same niche doing the same thing, and we're going to find different pieces of content, and because that's not hard, and then Johnny's going to consume them all. So hopefully that makes sense, everybody, because that's
Cool.
That's really important issue.
We've had another 3 people that have just jumped in. Paul Dow is jumping in. I replied to another couple of guys here as well. Dion Rupert has jumped in. So it looks like we've got 4 of these spaces left again now, guys. We're going to take some questions. Please do us a big favor. Write your name in that question box when you're jumping in. I've been asking people to write the name and the email address that you use to actually sign into the system so that we can verify everything at our end and we can upgrade you to the special bonuses, okay? So a few more questions. Will the training be, this is from Shane, he says, will the training be recorded because with time difference it's near impossible to make webinars from the USA? Yeah, I completely understand that, Shane. Where are you from, by the way? Everything we do is recorded and put in the members area. So if you can't make a training, you'll be able to see it normally within a few hours. So it's just as good as being on the training. Now, in saying that, we will vary the times of the training, so there will be some trainings that you will be able to get on as well, okay? Michael, thanks for sending that address. Chad, thank you for that. Sergey says, what is the main hurdle in your system that we might face? You want to take that one, Steve? Pass you the good ones.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for that so much. Well, I don't know. I mean, we spent a lot of time trying to ask ourselves that question, and then what we did is we tried to make sure that you wouldn't face them. I mean, I guess, you know what, I'll say what I think it is. I think it's the same one that the biggest hurdle that everybody faces, and that's just doing it. You know, I mean, taking action, I think, because I think if you take action and you attend the training and you follow the steps, you know, that are absolutely doable in between the training sessions, or, you know, whatever, even on your own schedule, it doesn't matter as long as you have a schedule and you clearly have a path to getting to finished. I think that's the biggest hurdle, you know, and what are we going to do to help you? We're going to try to basically, you know, beat the heck out of you to do it if you're not doing it.
Yeah, we'll drag you along as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, that's
the other thing. Another common question that's coming up here is, does it matter if I can't go along at the pace that you guys are going at in the first 10 weeks? That's fine. Who was it? I think it was Manuel. I can't remember who actually put that in. There's so many questions in here. But yeah, you can. The beauty of this is that you've got that members area, which I showed you, and you can move along at your own pace. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that at all. You can absolutely go at your own pace. And I think whoever said that, I can't remember who it was. I think it may have been Manuel. But yeah, if you're going away for a month and then you're coming back, you just pick up, you know, when you come back. The key, though, is that you get in right now, because at midnight, literally at midnight, in 4 hours and 6 minutes, that's midnight Pacific time, This is shutting down, and it will not be available anymore, ever, period. Okay? We're working with a small group of people here. We can't take anyone else on. The first training is tomorrow. Okay, so guys, now is the time to jump in. We would love to work with you, but you have to be the one to actually jump in the system. You have to jump in right now, okay? You have to make that decision and
Hey guys, Hey Aiden, I just wanted to tell some of our students. I noticed, Judith, you said that you made your purchase, but then it took you to a website called JVZoo, and so you canceled your purchase because you thought you were in the wrong place. Just to clarify, JVZoo is the payment processor for this product for Aiden and Steve. So yeah, that is the correct place to be. If you want to pull it up and show them this is the correct place to be to make your purchase, and you'll see it says, you know, JVZoo up at the top, and then you may get redirected to JVZoo or get an email from JVZoo. JVZoo is kind of like ClickBank. They just process with PayPal, and so yeah, that is the right place. And I saw some of you asking me about the $250 cash prize winner because Aiden and Steve, we give away $250 on all of our webinars. We appreciate it. I always call it my ethical bribe. I want people to attend. They've got a good shot of winning $250. I mean, I think we'll be doing now 11 webinars because we have two. We have another one next week and another one the week after. So they have a great shot at winning $250. And it just helps me to incentivize them to get on, to listen, to learn, and to pay close attention. So, Nick, if you could, will you select a winner for me and stick it in the chat box so that I can announce our $250 winner? And then how many, if you guys have questions specifically for me about this, I think Aiden and Steve have told you an awful lot. If you've got a question for me about their presentation, how it works, how you can implement this and be doing this at the very same time you're doing the email marketing that we're still going through with our program. Feel free to type it in the chat box. Just write my name, say Anthony, and then put in the question, because I'd love to answer the questions for you and to give you my take on on the system, the question, and really try to help you myself. So I see a lot of you asking me questions. Thomas says, Anthony, are you doing this? That's a very good question, Aiden. Anthony should be doing this, yes?
Yes.
Now, guys, honestly, I did not know about this. I didn't know anything about this until, like I said, a friend introduced me to Aiden, and I started chatting with him. I said, hey, show me this, show me that. I want to know what this is all about, yada, yada, yada. And he showed me this, and I said, okay, this is something I want to do because, like I said, email marketing was the same way for me. I had a friend that introduced me to it. I said, whatever, sending emails. And then I started sending emails, and now it's well over a, high six-figure a month business for me, all because I took action, all because somebody said something to me that I did not know exists, and then all of a sudden, boom, now here I am doing this, right? And I'm making a lot of money, and I'm teaching a lot of people, and I'm sharing a lot of knowledge, and I'm empowering a lot of people to make changes, that are going to financially help them, that are going to, physically help them, mentally help them, because we all know the more money we make, the more time we have. The more time we have, the more we can focus on ourselves instead of working for somebody and struggling, right? So of course it's kind of mentally, physically, emotionally, everything is better about me today because I learned about email marketing, 4 years ago. And I try to share that opportunity, share that knowledge and that experience with you so that you can kind of see what path I took. And this is another path I'm getting ready to go down. I just honestly will be doing it at the same time you're doing it, because when I saw what they were doing, the results they were getting, and really and truly the system that they built, I said, damn, that's good. Like, I wish I thought of that, right? And, there's no sense in recreating something that's already there. And so I'm pretty excited about it, and I think that I think that it's a great opportunity for all of you that have joined. I think for those of you that have not joined, I would never get on here and suggest to you to buy a program or join a training or use a software that I myself did not think was phenomenal and that I myself would not end up using. And so that's what's getting ready to happen for me with this. I'm going to learn with you. So
Hey, Anthony,
hopefully we'll both be learning together.
we've had a few people asking if I could just recap it. So I would like, if it's okay with you, just to spend 2 or 3 minutes here giving people one last recap so that they can then jump in.
Yeah, what they're getting, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing is that if you invest right now on this webinar, and this is special just for this webinar, you're going to get Project 55. This is 55 highly profitable $1 million niches that you can take advantage of immediately. This was previously confidential information, but it's available today to everyone who takes action on this webinar. It's going to save you a ton of time, allow you to make a ton of money. We had 3 members of our team spend a full 2 weeks doing the research contained in this document. Started with a list of 1,000 and we boiled it down, we narrowed it down to the best 55 niches using a special in-house algorithm. Okay, so you're going to get access to that. You're going to get access to the special mastermind hangout. This is where you're going to be able to talk to 2 of our top students and get their sort of own perspective about the system and what they've been able to do with it. These are people that are earning over $10,000 per month, so you're in good hands. And you're also getting coach strategy sessions. This is special bonus number 3 for people that jump in right now, okay, before the end of this webinar in the next 5 minutes. So if you're ready to jump in right now, because we're going to be shutting this down in about 2 minutes, the webinar, okay? So 2 extra coach calls. These are strategy sessions where our coaches will help you plan out a strategy, a roadmap, and you'll get another unique perspective. Steve and myself are delivering 95% of the training, but we've also got coaches who are going to be chiming in on this strategy session for you. You're getting that, and you're going to be able to get early bird access to test and use 2 top secret plugins that are part of phase 2 and phase 3 of the system before anyone else has access to them. Okay, so you'll get that as well. Now, here's the package breakdown, and I'm going to work through this step by step. So the first thing is the 100K factory system. Okay, the 100K factory system. This is the complete all the information about how to do this. This is the blueprint, the recipe that walks you through step by step by step. So you're going to have access to all that data, okay, all that information, and it's kind of like the shortcut because you're taking the recipe, okay, you're taking the shortcut. The 100K Launchpad software suite. Now this is something which has got 4 main modules. The first module is designed to help you install websites, set them up with just a few pushes of the button. Now this is a game-changing software. There's nothing like it that I've ever found online, and it allows you to set these things up, again, just with a few clicks of the button, okay? The second module here helps you identify this magnetizing content, this captivating content that you can use on your website. So it streamlines the whole process, saves a massive amount of time. There are a couple of other modules in there as well. This is your online one-stop, this is your command center. This is where you're going to run your website from, okay? The third thing, this is one of my favorites, guys, so pay close attention to this one. This is a live case study. Over a period of 10 weeks, we're going to build an online income stream right in front of your eyes. And the great news is that you're able to follow along with us, and we will hold your hand, drag you along to the finish line, okay? Now, in this live case study, everything is revealed, okay? We've got week-by-week milestones. We're going to make sure you hit those milestones. If you're lagging behind, if you need some support, you can just email us, tell us, and we will drag you along to that finish line. You're also getting Crowdforce. That's our special software. You're getting Crowdforce, a special software that helps identify the traffic. Remember, traffic is the key here, and you're getting traffic. Traffic is absolutely solved using this system, okay? You're getting the coaching. 1 year direct access to us, email access. You're going to go into the members area, you're going to find those emails, you've got direct access to us. There's 4 special bonuses here as well. Okay, so Project 55, the Mastermind, the Supercharged Plugin Pack, the Coach Insider Insights. This is huge value, guys. But this is closing down today. And by investing right now, you get all these bonuses. You get those other bonuses I mentioned as well, which I'll recap here for you really quickly. Okay, so you're getting this insane VIP bonus, how to make money online selling Kindle books. This is how you can make $5,000 a month selling simple little Kindle books. We give you the software, we give you the training, we give you everything showing you how to do this. This is if you jump in right now. These ones are for the first 30 people. I made it available to the first 20, but we had too many people come in. I believe there's 3 spots left in this. Okay, so type your name in the chat box if you're jumping in. You're also going to get this, your first 500 online. This is a breakthrough affiliate marketing program previously sold for $1,497, how to build an online income from authority sites. Incredibly successful program. It'll work for you too. Okay, this has previously been sold for $1,497. You're also getting these 3 bonuses. So email marketing for beginners. We walk you through the system and show you how you can apply all this to email marketing. And by the way, one of the keys, one of the things you need most for email marketing is you need to be able to find these people to get on your email list, right? Well, we know how to do that because we got the traffic. So it ties in perfectly with what a lot of you are already doing with Anthony, okay? You're getting advanced training on pay-per-click. So this is a presentation that Steve did to a group of highly successful sellers recently in New York, okay? You're getting another training about how to really run your online business. So what should you be doing on a day-to-day basis? You're getting complete training on that. And guys, you're getting even more because you're getting the Attention Grabber plugin as well. So this is a cool little plugin which you can put on any of your websites, works with WordPress, grab your visitors' attention. It's got 20 default designs, 100% customizable. You get unlimited installations for life. Now, one thing I want to emphasize, guys, for those of you that are on the fence, we are closing this down very soon. You don't have much time to make your decision here, so you really need to take that leap of faith and put your trust in us. You've got 60 days to test this thing out. So what I recommend you do is jump in right now. Just jump in right now. Use this 60 days to make your decision. Make an informed decision in 60 days' time, okay? If you decide it's not right for you, you don't even have to give us a reason. You can just say, you know what, it's just not right for me. Or you can just say, you know what, I changed my mind. And we'll give you a 100% refund, no questions asked, no hard feelings. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so guys, again, if you're jumping in right now, please type your name in the chat box. We're going to take a couple more questions and then we're shutting this down. Remember, this here closes in 3 hours and 53 minutes. The doors are closing for good. This is the link you need to go to right now to invest in this. So guys, now is the time. You don't need to wait any longer. Go over to this link. Okay, you don't have to wait for the call to finish. Go and do it now. You can still keep listening to what we're saying and let us know once you're done. So guys, a few more questions here, Steve, and we'll wrap this up.
Okay. Yep, and guys, I want to go ahead and announce. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and announce our $250 winner because obviously the people that are still on right now that have questions, they're going to stay on, they're going to ask, and hopefully they'll jump in and join you. For those that are just sitting here really just waiting to see if they win $250, I don't want them to have to, I guess, listen to any more answers to questions that maybe they're not interested in hearing. So let me go ahead and pick this, pick our winner, and let me also just encourage those of you that are on here to go ahead and join. I think it's great. 60 days you have to make your decision. You can't beat that. There's so much that this system does that it's hard to cover it all in an hour and a half on a webinar. You really need to log into the system, use the system, go to the live trainings, listen to what Aiden and Steve have to say, and then really figure out, and grasp the magnitude of what they put together and how it can benefit you, how it can work for you, and how it can work synergistically with what you're already doing with me. Obviously, I would never, suggest to you to do anything that wouldn't work, along in unison with what we're doing already as a group and as my students. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to let them continue to answer some questions, so nobody go anywhere. But for those of you that are just hanging around for the announcement of our $250 winner, I'm going to go on and pick it. Don't forget, next week, right here, same place, same time, we're going to do an additional training. Next week is all about getting, getting traffic. It's going to be a great training just like this one. A lot of you are asking if there will be a replay made available of this. Like I said, this program is closing down, so I know that is the norm. But as of right now, I have been told that is not going to take place. So we will try to eventually, as we go on, clip down the actual training itself for you. But as far as I know, the ability to have a replay and a second opportunity and all that stuff, it's kind of out of my hands because it's not my product. Again, want to make sure that you all jump in, take advantage of it, and get to work. Like I said, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You log into the members area and the training starts tomorrow. This is literally the last night for it. Our $250 winner from tonight is Shane Tierney. So Shane, I've got your email address. I'm shooting you an email. We'll get your information. We'll get you registered, or I'm sorry, we'll get your address and get you out $250. And Steve and Aiden, I'll let you guys go ahead and continue to answer some questions.
Yeah, just before we answer any more questions, in the meantime, if you've already jumped in, and I know a lot of you have, just type in the chat box, what was it that made you want to jump in? What was it that you liked about this? Was it that you're going to be working with us? Was it, we would love to know, and it's just helpful for us, and we love to get that feedback. So go ahead and type that in. We do have a few more questions here, which we're going to take now. And so Shayla says, does Google allow this? Do they like it? Yeah. Absolutely. There's no issue with that. I mean, all you've got to do is look at Huffington Post, Mashable. These are big websites. Google loves them, and we're doing the same thing on a smaller scale.
I've had a couple questions on, why, just some confusion about 4 websites. Well, why aren't we building 2 or 8 or 10? And so there's no magic to the 4. You can build as many as you like, and again, there's no extra costs or anything like that. And these websites are yours. I mean, these are not, they're not on our platform or anything like that. You can do whatever you want with them, sell them, or not, and do whatever you like. But the reason we pick 4 is we find that people are much more successful when we can sort of put a goal out there, and we know what finish looks like, and we know what we're all striving for. And as we sat down and worked on this product, and we talked to the test students, our guinea pigs, we saw their experiences, we kind of put all the results together. We said, let's be really conservative, and let's talk about putting a stake out there, a stake in the ground that says we want to build a $100,000 a year business based on the results we've seen. What is a conservative estimate of what it will take? And we think that'll be 4 websites, making about $2,000 in profit each per month. And we feel like that can be accomplished with about 4 hours a week of ongoing work. And so that became our first finish line, our phase 1 finish line, and we wanted to get there in about 60 days. So that's the secret behind that. It's just because people do better when there's a goal and when we're all marching towards it. So.
Yeah. We've started getting some feedback in here. I'll read the idea. So Laura Lance says, I like the idea of working smarter, not harder. Love what your product will do. Really need something proven, very structured. Thanks for that. Chad says, simple business model. I could see exactly how the whole thing worked and what I would be doing to build it. Thanks for that, Chad. We've got lots more in here, but the comments box is overloaded. So Paul says, how soon after the live trainings are they available? We always aim to get them up within a few hours, Paul, and that's the goal, definitely within 12 hours. Yep. Judith says, the promise is to make enough money to pay for the first installment before it comes on my credit card. Yeah, I mean, as long as you work hard and follow the system, we're talking about being able to make money by the 4th session. The first session is tomorrow. Okay, so that's great. Laura, you are a beta tester. Steve, did you see any other questions there?
Let's see.
Joanne says it seems attainable and believable, not pie in the sky stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a numbers game, and we really reverse engineer it.
I think I've got all the questions that I've been collecting.
Okay.
Answered
So
them.
I think that's us, Anthony. I guess if you don't have any more questions, we will go ahead and wrap this up. I've got a couple of last things I'd like to say to people, but is there any other questions, Anthony?
Yeah, I don't see any additional questions coming in. I think everybody kind of knows what they're getting. I think everybody's excited about it. I see a lot of people have already enrolled, so I'm excited for them. And you know what? Look, guys, I just want to take just a second and say thank you for coming on. I know that you've been busy this week, spreading the word and getting this presentation out there to people. I think it's a great thing you're doing, and I appreciate you guys letting us have the last slot that you had available to do this training. That's I know that's a big deal. So I appreciate it, and I thank you for opening up the opportunity to our students, and I thank you for a great training. If you guys enjoyed this training tonight, please just say thank you in the chat box. I'd love for these guys to see that you enjoyed being here and that you appreciate their time. And even if you didn't join tonight, that's okay. You still got an awful lot of value, an awful lot of training, some great ideas, some great opportunities for you to be able to better yourself, to better your financial position, to learn more and earn more. So again, Aiden, Steve, just want to thank you guys for being here, and I wish you a lot of success and obviously a massive success to all of our students that have joined you.
Awesome. One last thing up here. I've put our support email address, so if anyone has trouble getting in or anything like that, this is the support email, support@blueprintcentral.com. Okay, so write that down. Also, make sure you write down 100kfactory.com/Anthony. You've still got a couple of hours that you're able to get into this before it shuts down, so the exact time is 3 hours and 43 minutes. I know there are a few people here who needed to transfer some funds to a certain bank account. A couple of other people said they needed to talk to their husband or wife. You can go ahead and do that. We will honor the bonus that we've been mentioning here as long as you get in before we close today, so we will extend that a little bit longer. Just make sure you've got both of these links written down, especially this one, 100kfactory.com/Anthony. The last thing that I would say, guys, is that I'm really excited about working with you. There's a time when you have to take a leap of faith, and I know for a lot of you it's scary doing something new like this, but you've got to take that leap of faith if you want to change. Something that I believe massively in my life is that if nothing changes, then nothing changes. So if I want to change something in life, then I have to make an active change. I have to make a decision to do it, and I have to do something different to what I've ever done before, because if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, then I'm not going to get a different result. I'm going to get the same result. So if you want a different result, if you want some of that financial freedom, time freedom, geographic freedom that we've been talking about, if you want to have an online income stream that can pay your bills, put you in a better financial position, I would urge you to take that leap of faith. Okay, you've got everything to gain here and nothing to lose. You've got 60 days to test this thing out for yourself. If you're not 100% convinced, if you're not 100% satisfied, or if you just change your mind in 60 days, then that's fine. Just send me an email or just request a refund. That is absolutely fine. There's no hard feelings. There'll be no questions asked. It's your decision, okay? We want you to jump into this with complete peace of mind. We want you to know that we've got your back. We're going to look after you. We are going to drag you along to the finish line. So guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much to everyone who has jumped in. We really look forward to working with you. The first training is tomorrow night, so you've got that to look forward to. If you can't attend tomorrow night, it will be in the members area very shortly after that. And to everyone else who hasn't jumped in, it's been great thank you for being here tonight. Hopefully you've picked up a few good tips, and I wish everyone here the best of luck with whatever you're doing in your lives and your business. So thanks again, guys. That's it from me.
All right, everybody. We're going to close it down now, and I want to thank you all for being here. Again, thanks to Steve and Aiden. I encourage you guys to join. Like I said, this thing is closing down, so I want you to get in on it. And don't forget, next week, right here, same place, same time, we'll be learning some more so we can earn some more. So it'll be really exciting. Make sure that you attend next week. And right now, if you haven't joined, go to the link that you see on your screen, get yourself enrolled, get started, and have some massive success. All right, everybody. Good night, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye, guys.